everyone, Tom here coming back for your weekly trade recap. Now there's been some nice moves today, especially after the extended sweep refined entry content that I touched on in the live call on Thursday. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it, be familiar with it, go and back test it, and then you'll potentially be able to capitalize on some of these moves. So we're looking at GU. To start off with, there was a nice long trade, 1 to 3, hit TP. In terms of the 4-hour bias, we have a follow through on this fractal low, therefore signaling to me that we have a bearish bias. So if we look at our range high to low, we can assume that anything above the 1.24511 level is going to be our sell zone. Go ahead and mark that on. Sell zone, and because it's a follow through, we know we can capitalize on counter trend follow through moves, so we can go ahead and put a buy zone on as well. But for us, the follow through trade is going to be just as important as the counter trend trade. So the follow through was defined by 1 bearish body close and 2 bearish body close. It's not a strong follow through because there's no 2 consecutive bearish body closures. Initially we was an NFT on this anyway because we wicked it and closed, and then on the next candle we closed below with a bearish body closure. Again, NFT in here, but pretty suddenly, I think it was overnight, we would have switched to FT. So it was quite a transition here. NFT, 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 FT. Therefore, yeah, it is an FT. Swing high, swing low, we've got our dealing range pretty much. So yeah, coming into London session, we were trying to capitalize on some longs, some CTFT trades, some counter trend follow through trades, and we know that we can look at external range sweeps or internal range sweeps. Coupled with that, we know we can have extended sweep entries also. So learning session, as you can see, starts here at 7:30. We trade lower, trade up, form a nice internal fractal low because the external range is here. Yeah. So our external dealing range on the 15-minute is this low and this high. We build up internal fractal structure within that. It's most recent and fresh fractals, fresh pools of liquidity that we want to capitalize on. So yeah, we build that up, inject liquidity into the market, and then there's some people mentioned there's a sweep here. It's not really a sweep. We're looking at like a pipette of a sweep. It wants to be at least a minimum of like 1 pip or something, but you'll be able to know that from your back testing. This is what we wanted to say, a sweep, like this, a nice sort of in your face, if you like. Yeah. So buy stop for me was up here, but then we continued to trade lower, therefore extending the sweep down. As you can see, this candle was low and this candle went lower low. Therefore, I'm going to put my buy stop on the high of this candle because I'm expecting a breakout of this candle's range, which it does. It breaks out, but by this time we're already tagged into the trade. If you missed it at 9:30 or 9:45, there was a second chance to enter here at the same price point, which you can do if it's the same price point. And if you missed it, because we're all human and we've got things to do, potential to miss the trade. So like so, 13 pip stop, targeting 39 pips. I think I might have had actually a 14 pip stop. That would have been 42. Extending the stop a little bit on GU is something you should look into on your backtesting. EU 1 to 2 pips, GU 3 to 4 probably. You'll be able to pick that up from your testing. So yeah, it went on to hit TP, which was nice, 1 to 3. And yeah, New York session, let's have a look. I think there was an entry here, but it was just at the end of, so if we're looking, now this is external range because we've got this low, this high, this gets broken, so we look at the most recent is that, and then we keep following it up. So this is our external range. As you can see, that gets sort of swept. Not by much, similar to down here. But if you wanted to trade that, it would have been buy stops here, but we trade lower for an extended sweep. Lower, lower, lower. And then here, however, the entry was literally would have been at 330 to 345. So outside of session, if you're looking at this here, something like that. If we're saying 9, 12, that's why we say, extend it by 3 to 4 pips on GU. It's probably going to yield you better results, just to give you a bit more of buffer, because GU has that larger ADR, that larger average daily range compared to EU. So yeah. Also with this trade here, it's like, okay, if we're looking for sells in the sell area, if my stop was 12 pips, what is it before it starts to get into that sell zone, or can I look at this high? Because if we're looking at a sell, it's going to be the liquidation of a fractal high. Therefore, what is that? 1 to 2.85. So yeah, it would have made sense to take that trade if it was in session a bit more. And yeah, always extend that stop loss a bit on GU. So GU long, let's go over to EU. 3 trades on EU. So similar sort of setup here as GU on the 4 hour. 4 hour fractal low, we get follow through after 1, 2 bearish body closures below that low. Similar again, it was an NFT due to this wick closure, but we followed through. Yeah. So again, if we're looking at our dealing range high to low, we've got our sell zone here, and then below that, in here, we have our buy zone. Yeah, capitalizing on counter trend trades here. So, London session, no entry. And then New York session, we build up our external range in here. Build up the external range. But before that, what happens? Just track back a little bit. So, we form a fractal high, we push higher. This is the sweep here. We sweep again, we're continually making higher highs. It doesn't even pull back. It's continually making higher highs as we sweep this. Therefore, I'm going to put a sell stop on the 15-minute candle that formed the most recent higher high. It's an extended sweep entry. Yeah. And then a sell stop below the low, because I'm expecting a breakout of the range. Yeah, so this was the first entry in here. Would have it tagged me in and tagged me out straight away. So we're extending the sweep inside session. It's probably about 1:30 by now. So yeah, this bearish candle here makes a high. Then I'll put my sell stop on the low. Then I get tagged in, but it runs higher, it takes me out. Would have been a nice trade. That was only a 7 pip stop loss, so TP would have been quite close, but that wasn't meant to be. Hide that. So we keep on trading higher, and then I think this is the candle that tags me in. So you can see these here. Look, it's just going higher, 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 higher all the time. Yeah. So if it continues to go higher, I'm just going to put my sell stops on the low. Max risk exposure, 2% and all. So it tags me into the trade, and it pushes lower quite nice. I believe 4 o'clock, 3:45 I closed the trade. Yeah, around here for 1.4%. So again, that was quite a nice trade just before the news, high impact news. You never really know how the power news is going to go, so it's best to just close that trade out for a nice bit of profit. And then, yeah, if we're looking, this is our external range again. So, you get a sweep of our external range, which is this bullish candle here, but we trade lower. It's forming lower lows. Therefore, I'm going to move my entry down. I'm going to put a buy stop on the most recent sort of range high of these candles. Because after all, again, I'm looking for a breakout of this range. So the next candle tags me in, tags me out pretty much within probably an hour. And then it runs higher. Looking back, you know, it was quite close to news anyway. I think it was like 3:15. This was expecting it to at least come here, you know, for that FT entry to trade lower. Looking back, you know, in 15 minutes, was that possible? Probably not. But, you know, for me, I already banked the profit on this trade, banked the profit on GU. It was quite a nice setup anyway, so I was happy to take the risk. So that is the trade recap finished. Hope you guys took some value from it. As always, any questions, contact me in Discord, and I'll see you all later.